You won't believe what this landlord has done to this property. They have blocked off the front door. But can you believe it? This could have added £50,000 of value. So in this video, I'm going to explain why. I'd love to get your thoughts, so put in the comments of whether you believe this was a good idea or bad idea. Because imagine this is a landlord property. This is actually an HMO, a house of multiple occupancy, a shared house. And he's obviously put a room in that downstairs room. But if you were a residential buyer, would you want a front door like that? Or are you happy to go down the side? I know on this photo it looks very tight down the side, but it is just enough wide enough, I think, to get down there. But if you've got large pieces of furniture, you're going to struggle to get them in the house. So inside, he's done it up as a typical HMO. And this is what one of the bedrooms look like. And in my view, he's done some things that are quite correct. He's en-suited pretty much every bedroom. There's 5 of them and 5 en suites. So therefore, you should get more rental. I'm quite surprised because they're saying that there's 24,000 for this rental, which means it's 400 quid a month. Maybe the rooms are a bit small. Maybe he hasn't made it classy enough. Maybe it's to do with the area. But I would have thought you could get slightly better rents than £400 for an ensuite. Now, what's happened in Derby is they bought in Article 4 very recently in May of this year. And therefore, what that means is there's a restriction on the number of HMOs that can be created, which therefore means you can then commercially value these types of properties. So you're more looking at the rent roll than what you buy it at. Now, this landlord bought this house, I think it was back in 2019 or something like that, for around 70k, and it's now on the market for 200k. So that's a hell of an uplift. And the reason that he can now command that is because it'll be done on a multiple of a rent. Let's just say 10% of the rent is 24,000. That makes it 240,000. It's on the market at 250. So that kind of all makes sense, doesn't it? And actually, maybe if you can increase the rents a bit more, it'll be worth a little bit more. So what are your thoughts on this property? As you can see, they aren't massively high standard property rooms, and therefore I would have elevated it up to get better rents. But let me know your thoughts. Are you thinking this landlord's stupid because a residential buyer would never love it? But he's put in so many bathrooms that it's always going to be an investor, and actually maybe another investor doesn't mind because actually that one room that commands £400 rent at a gross yield of 48,000 is almost £50,000 for that value of that property. So if he hadn't have done that and couldn't let that out, this property would only be worth more like 150 instead of 250. And that's how commercial valuations work. If you want to learn more about commercial valuations, come to my commercial finance event where I explain this and more around how to value these types of properties, how to work creatively as well, so you can buy this without a massive deposit. So come along to my Cheese and Wine Finance, Getting Creative with Commercial Finance event in the city in July. Link will be in the bio, or just comment commercial in the comments.